Let's talk about this phrase of like go big or go home. It's really popular, especially amongst like the startup community. Hey, you want to be in the vlog? You gotta come a little closer. Touch, touch. There you go. Look, you're in the vlog. Look, you gotta look at the lens though. You can't look at me. If you want to be in the vlog, you gotta look at the lens. Don't look at the LCD. And people get really angry when you look over there. Yeah. I get it though. You gotta look at the lens. It's kind of weird when you look off. No, just not interested. I'm going on about 12 years now since I've been in Y Combinator. And so I've been close to startups for quite some time. I've been running businesses now for all of those years, and one of the things that stands out to me is how many people have this dream of hitting that crazy exponential inflection point and taking off, and if they don't, they just shut down. They close up and they go home. And I don't think it has to be that way. There's a guy, he was a young kid in 1992, and he was at a bar at the right time, the right place, and a casting director found him and put him in a movie. And it launched his acting career. And pretty soon, I mean, the guy was getting a lot of decent parts, and his career took off. The only trouble was he was typecast really fast, and the movies he was in over and over and over again, it was the same thing. He played the same role. He kind of did the same thing. Every movie was very formulaic. It was all about, kind of showing off this guy's charm, his good looks, and that was it. And he got bored of it really fast. In 2009, he does a decent big budget film, and it doesn't do very well. It's about a 28% Rotten Tomatoes score. Roger Ebert says it had potential to be hilarious, but it wasn't. It didn't go very well. And that's when he decides kind of to take a break. I'm not so sure it was even all that decided for him. It's just that the script's dried up. Nobody sent him anything anymore. They knew that he didn't want to do these formulaic roles anymore. They got the message, and so they stopped sending him work. Well, if anybody knows anything about movies, if you don't, just watch Entourage. There's a really great scene in Entourage where Ari Gold, who is kind of made up from kind of like real life Hollywood situations, but Ari Gold just kind of lays into his client when his client Vincent doesn't sign a new project before his old project is released. And you don't do that because if movies are very unpredictable, if you don't sign up for the new project, if the latest project, the one just previous, is a dud in theaters, that's the last thing people remember. And so this guy, unfortunately, has the dud in 2009, and now he's got no projects. There's no scripts. He doesn't sign anything. And so he's kind of forced, somewhat maybe chosen, somewhat kind of forced, to just take a break. And so this actor, he just disappears for the next 3 years. Eventually, something happens. Eventually, the director of his first film comes to him with a project. The only problem is this project is very low budget. It's not a big paycheck. It's not going to have a huge payday for him in the box office. What does he do? The whole expression of go big or go home, it's really new. We didn't start using that expression until like the 1980s, 1990s, and I don't think it's good. I don't think it's a good one. I mean, I think it's permeated culture from startups to movie projects, and it hits all these projects. People think they need to create these ginormous successes, or they're just going to throw them away. A little success isn't good enough. It needs to be huge, or they just go back to doing whatever they were doing before. They go home. And I don't think it needs to be like that. If we go look back at this actor, he took this role. He took this role and he took other roles like it. He has a string of movies from 2011 to 2013. He's got a lot of stuff in between, but there was a really prominent string of roles that were low budget. I mean, the budgets of these films kind of add up to like less than half of what the big budget film he was working on in 2009, that dud of a movie. So he picks up all these like really low paying jobs, but what does he do to offset these low paying jobs? Because he's used to the big paycheck. He takes on commercials, and he takes on these like really zany, weird commercials, but they pay the bills. They pay a very big bill. a very big paycheck, and people start making fun of him for it. There's a journalist who asks him, like, what do you think about the flack that you're getting for these commercials? And this guy's just like, fuck it. I do what I want to do, and I'm doing it because I don't mind them. They're easy. I get a big paycheck, and they allow me, this is the important part, they allow me to do the films that I want to do. They allow me to do these films that don't pay that well. So this guy, he goes on and he does this film, he does some other films, very low paychecks, very low budgets. And in 2014, this actor is up on stage and he's telling the audience, all right. This actor repeated the line from his very first movie, thanking everyone for the award that he just won. It was Matthew McConaughey's first Oscar. I think there's a lot of people who can learn something from Matthew, that there's all this stuff that we want, and we don't go for it because we think it's not going to pay off enough. It's not going to be big enough. And for whatever reason, whether it's artistic integrity or whether it's this like weird psychological thing that we have where we need like the complete set, right? Like if you don't own the entire market, it's not worth it, or like, like it's either you do nothing or everything. I don't know why we do this, but Matthew McConaughey recognized, like, no, like, we can go after these smaller roles and enjoy them for what they are. And they're small, they might not pay off, they're not going to give me a huge paycheck, but I'm going to go off and I'm going to do, Lincoln commercials that pay a huge paycheck so I can supplement my income. And so he's got all these side projects, right? It doesn't have to be all or nothing. I think not enough of us do this. We see a project and it's not like the crazy exponential growth, and we just give it up, even though it's a good idea and it's something that could survive. I think a lot of us need to ditch the go big or go home mindset. Too many of us have it, right? As long as they're good ideas and you're not losing money at them, why shut them down just because they're not exponential? Just because they're not, like the crazy billion-dollar unicorn that you decided they had to be. Cool story. I dig it. I think it's kind of inspirational, and I hope you dig these videos. If you do, please hit the thumbs up. If you're new here, please subscribe. I upload a new video every single day talking about business and marketing and design and just getting through life. I will be here for you tomorrow. Bye, everybody. I hope you have an awesome rest of your day. Later.